Welcome to E380. Again, Dennis. Actually, Dennis almost made it, so I guess I always have to give you a running account on Dennis' estate. So, no, I still not Dennis, but given at least some of the audience member that I don't recognize, somebody must be interested in games, which is the topic, or part of the topic, I guess, of today, on the so-called EyeToy, a new interface for interactive entertainment from Richard Marks. And he's the manager of R&D special projects associated with Sony, right? But I just learned from him he had been at MIT and especially Stanford. So since this is not, it's mostly for students here, so you're encouraged to ask not only questions, but in this case also grill him on his career. So with that, please take over.
Thank you. So my talk today is a talk I've never given, and it's a little bit more of a look back at EyeToy and how it came about and how it got to be a product. So to start off with, just to give you some background, some of you don't even probably know what EyeToy is. So it's a USB camera for PlayStation 2, and it's bundled with a set of games that come with it. And this is the camera right here. I have it sitting here. And it was released in Europe on July 4th and released in America November 4th. And it's already sold over 2 million units in Europe and about 500,000 in America. And then it's going to release in Japan in February, and it's already released in Korea last month, I think. So just to give you an idea what it is, I'm going to demonstrate it. So if we could switch to the video. This is it's already running. It's already running. So this is one of the playroom effects, so you can kind of just touch the fish and play with the fish. But the way you exit is you just put your hand over the camera. So the whole game is played without use of the controller at all. You just use your body as the controller. So the whole interface is through the video. So you can actually do the whole thing without, I'm sorry, I have a little repeat monitor down here I'm going to look at, so don't think I'm ignoring you guys when I look down here. But so I wave my hand kind of over the different little squares, and that controls the interface. So I'm going to select single player game. You can make a profile where you get a happy face, a sad face, kind of a surprise face. You can pick a character to be. None of that's really key to what I'm talking about now, but just adds a little more depth to the game. So we're going to pick hard level because it's the most interesting. Yeah, I've played this once or twice. And the game we always start with is called Kung Fu. It's kind of the most arcade-like, the most action-oriented. And is there audio? We're not getting all the audio. There we go. So this is kind of like a classical arcade style. So the idea is I stand myself in that outline of the body, and now I'm kind of centered the right way. And then I can fight these guys when they come out. And so you can do all sorts of things. You can headbutt them, and that one got me. So the idea is to fight off these characters. I'm a little bit big in the screen, so I'm going to back up a little. I'm on the hard level, so they get kind of fast here. So I just want to give you a feel for the interface real fast, and I'll show you the bonus level. I'll give you a feel for the interface real fast, and I'll show you the bonus level. Shows you a little more. When people play this, they typically do it with a little bit more, oh shoot, I died. They do it with more, kung fu motion. You can do whatever you want. There's no real constraint, so you can have as much fun as you choose to. Some people, like technology people, go up and go, this isn't fun. But then, like, normal people seem to go, like, they get all into it and have lots of fun. So we've discovered that different people play different ways. So I'm going to exit this. I'll show you one more game. A lot of people compare the interface a little bit to Minority Report, but this was in production long before that movie came out, so it's kind of just accidental. So this game is called Wishy Washy, and this one is really aimed at younger children. There's 12 games on the disc altogether that come with the camera. I don't know if I mentioned, but it retails for $49, the whole camera and games together. So this one, your job is just to wash windows. So you just have to move your body around, and as much energy as you're willing to, exert. That's how much. And you just want to do it as fast as you can. And little things come out that give you bonus points, and they can clear the thing in one shot, or they can add more dirt to it depending on what it is. And so, also this is a famous. If you listen, if anyone's from England or even Europe, this song is kind of famous, George Formby. It's about window washing. So like I said, if you just want to exit, you just put your hand over it. Exit. Yes, I want to exit. And show you one last game. There's 2 dance games, which I'm not going to demo because... And there's a few puzzle games. There's a boxing game, which is my kid's favorite, boxing. There's UFO juggler, a plate spinning game. There's a dance game. And then there's this one. This game is very simplistic in its idea, but almost impossible to play. And I've played it a lot. So it's called Mirror Time, and it was invented by an engineer, this particular game. They had this kind of neat thing where they just let all the different people on the game team give ideas, and this one was from the engineer, not from the game designer. So all you have to do is pop the green balloons, but not the red. Nice and easy until they start messing with the video on you. So now my right is my left on the top, and not here. And now, oh boy. Yeah, okay. And so we hear these stories of people wearing colored bands on their wrists to play the game, and all sorts of crazy stuff. But it's amazing, like, how hardwired in your brain it is. You'll see your hand, going towards the red thing. No. You just can't help it. It's just strange. So that gives you a feel for what EyeToy is. And there's a video messaging feature so you can record messages on the memory card. There's a playroom where there's no goal at all. It's just special effects. And all you do is play with the special effects. So, switch back to life. I have 3 boys, 9, 6, and 4, so I have a good focus group. Hi. So that kind of summarizes. That's not too hard. So my background is I studied avionics at MIT, and then I went to Stanford for my PhD in the aerospace robotics lab. And I worked with the Monterey Bay Aquarium doing a kind of camera video input stuff to control an underwater robot. And the hardware that we used was from Telios Research, so then I went to work for Telios Research after I left Stanford. And Telios was acquired by Autodesk. And in all those times I was working on kind of people tracking and getting information from cameras. And then I left Autodesk when the team kind of disbanded and went to a consulting company where I just did generalized kind of consulting in graphics and Java TV I consulted for. So then, during the time when I was a consultant, I was sitting in the audience at the Game Developer Conference just because I wanted to go to it. It seemed like a fun thing to go to for fun and listen, and I like games. And I saw this presentation by Phil Harrison, the VP of R&D of Sony Computer Entertainment, where he unveiled the PlayStation 2. And the numbers he was saying, and just the kind of excitement that was in the room was incredible, how excited the game developers were about it. And also, I saw it and I say 2,560-bit access to the RAM. And that's not a typo, that 0 belongs on there. So you're like, geez, massive bandwidth to the RAM. And then 128-bit SIMD instructions, so you can do pixel operations on 16 pixels in a clock cycle. These kind of things are starting to get, the numbers don't mean as much now, but they're still impressive. And also, you can do things, load and store memory at the same time as you're operating using the arithmetic unit, so you can really flow data through the system well. It has a USB and a FireWire connector, so like you can get video in and out of it. And right then I thought it'd be really cool to hook up a camera to it and do